Let me try number 39. Question number 39 on Module 6 homework. Okay, let's see. A humane society claims that less than 64%. Now, whenever they give you these percent, they're talking about proportion, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just get right into the hypothesis. Use P this time. Why? Because we're talking about proportion. What they are claiming is that the proportion is less than 64%. 64% and decimal is 0.64. So what they are claiming has to be the alternative hypothesis, right? Why? Because they are saying it is strictly less than 0.64. They're not saying it is less than or equal to. If it just has less than or greater than or does not equal to a symbol, that makes it an alternative. So that means the null hypothesis has to be the opposite of less than, which is P is greater than or equal to 0.64. Okay, so that's the claim being made. So let me go ahead and type those in. The claim is that less than 64% of household in the county owns a pet. So if you're using the symbols, I'm looking for the one that says for the null that is greater than or equal to. So this must be it. So the null is saying that the proportion is greater than or equal to 0.64. And the null, the alternative is saying that P is less than 64%. All right, now we're using the p-value method. So I'll go ahead and just open up StatCrunch and open up proportion stat. We're working with proportion this time. And for those cases, we don't have to worry about z-stat or t-stat. It's just proportion stat. And how do I know this is about proportion? This is about percent, right? Proportion stat, one sample, and say that we got summary. We have summary. And how many observations? In a random sample of 400 households, 240 of them said, what was that? Out of 400, 240 said they own a pet. And I think that's all we have to do. We just have to adjust these hypotheses, the symbols. The alternative was assuming that P is less than 0.64. And unfortunately, you know this already. Like, we can't change the symbol for the null hypothesis, but if I use P is less than 0.64 for the alternative, StatCrunch will automatically find the right p-value, the right z-stat, standardized z-score, even if you don't change the symbol to greater than or equal to. So that's all I have to do, compute. And what is the z-stat? It is negative 1.6 repeating, so negative 1.67. Okay, and they're going to ask us for the p-value. And this p-value is nice. I like this. This is smaller than 5%. And wasn't that the alpha? Oh no, actually no. They want us to be a little more strict. They want us to compare this to the alpha level of 0.01, so 1%. Unfortunately, 0.048, that's 4.8%, right? That is actually bigger than 1%. So we have to say we failed to reject because the standard, the alpha that we were comparing to was 0.01. We're going to have to say that we failed to reject because the p-value came out to be greater than the alpha level. We have to say we failed to reject the null hypothesis. There's not enough evidence to. And what was the claim being made? Their claim was the alternative. So I'm going to have to say there's not enough evidence to support the society's claim. I'm failing to reject the null hypothesis, which means I'm somewhat accepting it. I'm stuck with the null hypothesis that it may be greater than or equal to 0.64. So I don't have evidence to support the Humane Society's claim that it is less than 0.64. So that's it for number 39 on Module 6 homework.